So let's take a few minutes and talk about the art of creating straight rows. Like a lot of market gardeners, I prefer L.E. Coleman's standard 30-inch bed. I suppose something I do a little different is I do allow a little wider path or aisle in between the 30-inch beds. Most people will allow 12 to maybe 14 inches. I actually like 18 inches. That just seems to work better with me for picking and this kind of stuff. It gives me a little more room. It is a little more wasted space, but in the end, comfort and operational integrity of the model, I prefer the 18 inches. But the challenge is when you're laying these 30-inch beds, 18-inch path, another 30-inch bed, all down 140 foot plot, how do you keep them straight and make sure you're not getting off? Well, I'll show you what I do. So here at the farm, we garden in 4 quadrants. Each quadrant is about 140 feet long and 40 feet wide. So first thing I will do is I will put a stake in the quadrant. This is quadrant 1 we're dealing with. Stake in each corner. So I have a stake in this corner of quadrant 1. I run a line all the way 140 feet down and put another stake at the end of quadrant 1. Now I measure the stakes because quadrant 2 is right beside it. I measure the stakes to make sure they're equal distance. I believe the path was 18 feet to allow for my tractor. So I have this is 18 feet from that stake is 18 feet from that stake, from that corner. So now I have one straight line, I know that. So next is I'll run a line on this end across that way. Let me show you that. So here is the stake in corner 1, and here is that line that runs 140 feet. Here is another line that runs 40 feet to another stake at this corner. Now before I put that stake in, I would use electric fence posts. They are very handy, and I just put the string on this post because I can easily move the post around if it's not in the right spot. So I put the string on this post, ran all the way down, and then I will take a little piece of whatever you call this, orange tape I suppose, and tie it to the string. I tie it 3 feet on this side, I tie it 4 feet out on this side, and one thing that helps is I will put a nail in the middle of that post, so that way I can hit my tape measure on that and see that yes, that is exactly 4 feet, this is 3 feet, and if I know that is 3 feet and this is 4 feet, then if this is a square angle from high school geometry, this should be 5 feet. And if I look at it, it is 5 feet right on the money. So now I know I have a square corner. Now if I wanted to be super precise, which is more trouble than it's worth, is I would also do the same thing on this corner, run a line, make sure it's a 90 degrees, and then that would be perfect. I would have, you know, perfect lines and stuff. Trouble when you do stuff like that is you have a string you have to avoid on this side and that side when you have a tiller and things like that. So what I do after I have this square corner is then I will come and I will put a lot of little loose tape things out. I start from my corner, I will start and do 18 inches because that will be my path from that corner. So that I move right there is 18 inches. I will then measure to the next, which will be 30 inches, which you can see I have a marker, 18 inches, 30 inches, and keep going down this way, and I will have them all marked with 30 and 18 inch paths. So on this side, I know exactly where my aisles and paths are. How about the other side? I'll show you what I'm doing. Here I am on the back side of field, on the opposite side of field 1. So I have my 140 foot string on that side. The right corner we were just at is right there. So here is the other corner on the back. And what I do for that is I actually, instead of running a string all the way 140 feet, I actually just use these electric fence posts. They're easy to put in and out, and what I will do is I will just measure 18 inches on the ground, put a post, 30 inches, post, 18, post, 30 inches, post, and just continue on down the line as I'm laying out my pass. And then I'll take the tiller and I'll just kind of eyeball it and walk across to make the beds. Now, of course, doing this, as you look at this, you can tell these are nowhere near straight. So what that means is, over time, the farther out I go, the more error is being built in. So, you know, half inch, quarter inch, whatever. Over time, though, I'm going to kind of get a little off between here and there. So what I will do is, as I go several beds down, I've gone almost halfway down field 1, I will do a correction. I'll show you what I'm doing for my correction right now. So here I am about halfway, not quite, down field 1, and I'm going to do a sanity check. So I've got my string where I've been doing 18, 30 inch, 18, 30 inch. So here, according to this, would be the edge of my next 30 inch bed. I took an electric fence post and put it at the other end where the 30 inch bed should be, and I ran a string between the two. So here I have moved this marker out to 3 feet, so that is 3 feet from this post, and this is 4 feet from this post. So if I have been perfect and this is completely lined up, this should again be 5 feet. If not, that means I have gotten off, and what I'll do is I'll adjust it on this bed to compensate for that. So anybody making any bets? You think I'm on? You think I'm off? I'm guessing I'm off, but we'll see. We'll see how badly I'm off. That is at 3 inches. So it's not that bad, honestly. So I am just slightly off, really only about half an inch. So really this just needs to come in just a bit. That's incredible. I wouldn't have thought I'd been that close. Okay, so this really just needs to come in just a bit. So I'll move that post and then I'll continue my 30 inch and 18 inch path. I suppose it's I suppose it's not as shocked as I should be now that I think about it, because I'm being pretty precise as far as these are very precise as far as being 30 inches and 18 inches. You know, maybe there wasn't as much error as I thought. However, as I go down probably another third, I will do this check again and just keep on just to make sure the bed's lined up. Once this is lined up, then I don't have to worry about it the rest of the season. Makes hoeing a lot easier, makes using the garden cart, which is can straddle a 30 inch bed easily, work well. So a lot of things work well if you have a nice standard layout. So it's worth a little effort in the beginning to invest and actually do it right.